hell of a week. This has been
Globetrotters. Hey, Globetrotters! Are you ready to elevate your travel game and make every trip unforgettable? Get ready to revolutionize your adventures with Passport Bro's app, your ticket to turning passion into profit. With Passport Bros, your travel videos and posts aren't just memories, they're money makers. Share your awe-inspiring experiences with the world and watch your bank account grow with every click. But wait, there's more. Connect with a vibrant community of fellow explorers, where camaraderie knows no borders. Exchange insider tips, forge lasting friendships, and create memories that last a lifetime. And that's not all. Gain access to exclusive discounts on accommodations, from cozy boutique hotels to luxurious resorts, ensuring you can travel in style without breaking the bank. So why settle for ordinary when you can experience the extraordinary? Join the Passport Bros app today and unlock a world of adventure, connection, and endless possibilities. Download the app now and let the journey of a lifetime begin.
all right. Hold on. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit here. What's going on, family? It's your man BMT in the building, and you're tuned in to the Sunday Rundown. We already in here pretty heavy, man. As you know, we got a lot to talk about. This has been somewhat of a crazy week in the travel space, man. But we're gonna talk about it on this show. First and foremost, I want to welcome everybody that's in the room early. It's gonna be a good show, man. We got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to talk about today. I might do a panel. We'll see how the flow goes. But I want to welcome everybody into the room that's in here early, man. And if you haven't, make sure to download that Passport Bros app. I said I'm hearing he was a millionaire. We're going to talk about that, man. It's been a lot of discussion, a lot of videos. We're going to clear some things up. A lot of pandering going on. People trying to take advantage of, unfortunately, to get views and stuff. So we're going to talk about it, man. We're definitely going to talk about, Bert Ross, rest in peace to that brother. We got another crazy story, though. We actually got another crazy story that I want your guys' opinion on this. We're going to get to that story in a few minutes. I'm going to read the majority of the article. I really want your guys' opinion on this because this is a crazy, crazy story. Willie D just dropped a video on it, I think, not too long ago. But we're going to talk about that story that happened down there in Bogota, Colombia, as well, about 5 months ago. All right. Yeah, what up, Cam? What's good? What's good? Mark Simmons, all right. We hear you. We hear you. I just says BMT knows what he's doing. I think DR is the spot. Well, you won't know till you come here, man. You got to try it out. This is the thing. Before we get into the show, I've been seeing a lot of little comments in the Facebook group and on the YouTube channel. We've been doing a lot of more content in the Dominican Republic. And I think that Austin had kind of started this little narrative to a certain degree about, black men traveling and all this other stuff. And, they not wanting black men and all this. Listen, this is what I said in the Facebook group. All right. This is what I said, guys. Your experience is your individual experience. Before we get into the show, I want to put this out there for you. All right. Listen, you can talk, you can ask guys questions, you can even book consultations to a certain degree, but just keep in mind that somebody experience is their particular experience in certain aspects. Now, what I mean by that is, let's just say you book a consultation with Andre. Shout out to Andre Love Crossing Borders, or my man Richie Mack or something. And they tell you kind of how to navigate within the country, you know, where to go. Okay, that's going to be you know, a specific experience that most people will encounter. But when we talk about dating and meeting women and stuff like that, those are individual experiences, right? And to try to generalize millions of women from your one particular experience, you know, like for instance, when Austin said something about Sao Paulo, not to keep backing up on Austin, but when he said, oh, they don't like black people in Sao Paulo or something. Listen, Brazil's a tough market. I told Cass that all the time. Like, Brazilian guys got money, right? This is the thing about these countries. Every country is a little different in concerns of the dating equilibrium to a certain degree. We're gonna get into the show in a minute, but every country has different dynamics in concerns of male and female relationships, right? So in one, and I'm not even gonna say the country's name because I don't want to offend nobody, but let's just give an example of a country, right? This country has the most beautiful women in the world, but that particular country, the men might not be on the same equilibrium as the women. You have that some type of strange dynamics like that. So the men of that country are going to be either super highly protective of those women, right? Or they're going to do notorious things in order to gain resources to get into the good graces of those beautiful women, since they can't naturally attract those women, right? Then you flip over to another country where the data equilibrium is a little bit more balanced, where the men and women kind of look around the same, you know, in terms of equalness of the attraction. So, for instance, in Dominican Republic, right? You see what happened to my man Danny in Kazakhstan. I'm sorry. You know, he was out there in Eurasia, or Asia, if you want to say, and the men out there maybe kind of short, maybe small statured, but they got beautiful women everywhere. And you walk in that club and you see, and they see the tall, handsome black dude, you know what I'm saying? No Diddy. And then the women are going to obviously be attracted to you because you stand out, especially over you towering over all the other little young guys. So you might get into an incident because those guys like, well, damn, that ain't right. That ain't fair. These my chicks. And that's what happened to him in Kazakhstan. Versus if you in the DR, that probably would never, ever happen, right? Because the men be like, oh, shit, you want some women? Oh, you can date my sister, or my cousin's single, or what about this chick over here? Now, it might be some ill intent to gain some resources from you or something like that, but that's the difference. That's the difference is in these countries when it comes to like dating and everything like that. So your experience is going to be tailored to your experience. You might be in Brazil. It might not be that they don't like black guys. Maybe you was the shortest one on the table that time. Maybe they want to check it for you. Maybe they want an older man. So you can't just try to generalize all the women in this country and say, oh, those women don't like black men because they didn't like you. Man, it's been times, family, it's been times where I just stopped. Okay, let me say this. I stopped hooking up guys overseas. I stopped hooking up different brothers overseas because 9 times out of 10, they'll blow the easy alley-oop. I've got so many stories of dudes. I'm hooking guys up with my girlfriend's friends, or, we go to a nice little mixer or something, and I know the women, and I say, hey, this is my friend such and such. We're going to all go out. We're going to go to the beach, this, that, and the other. And they totally blow it. And then now their narratives is, oh, all women like this in the country. No, you just was acting like an idiot or a weirdo. And, you might not have been used to conversating and attracting a woman of that beauty. So you became nervous and you overcompensated. I've seen that plenty of times in places like Colombia and Brazil. I tell one guy, I was like, bro, you're doing too much right now. I'm like, you're doing too much right now, bro. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're showing too much. You scaring the girl off. No, I had one guy in Cartagena that made a chick, my girlfriend's sister, start crying. I'm like, damn, how you do that, bro? You just met her like a few hours ago. Why is she already crying? So different dynamics. Now we're going to go ahead and get to this right here, man. All right, hold on. Oh, let me get a super chat with my man Love Crossing Borders. Guys, shout out to my man Andre of Love Crossing Borders with a $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. He said support black male media and like the video. Yeah, guys, do me a favor. and hit that like button on your way in. All right. What up, QB? What up, QB Passport Flexing? All right. So I want to talk about what up at your White Sox all day. I want to talk about this story right here that you guys have already seen a lot of. All right. And I got another crazy. I'm waiting for a few more people to come in, but I got another crazy story. I'm gonna read, like I said, the majority of this article. I really want you guys' opinions on this. But before we get to that, I want to talk about what happened to the brother out there in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. Right. His story went viral. Okay. His story went viral, and a lot of content creators picked up on it. Shout out to O'Shea. O'Shea did a real good video about it. Okay, did a real good video about it. But then we got my man, Phil Advice. All right. Now, Phil, he said his thing is about, guys going overseas and doing their thing before as far as tricking and everything. But in my opinion, and I'm not attacking Phil Advice, he's a really big, successful content creator. Shout out to him. He said some things positive wise about the Passport Bros. He said some negative things here and there. But in my opinion, I got to attack him. I got to kind of call him out on this talking point on the last video he did about his brother in Brazil. I thought it was real tacky and unfair. And, it was one of them things where it seems to me, and maybe he hear this, I know we kind of in the same circles to a certain degree. It seems to me he took this as an opportunity to kind of pander to his audience. Now, Phil Advice is one of those guys with a large, I would say, pro-Black audience, but most of his audience, believe it or not, are going to be older, middle-aged Black women. What up, J-Star? And like I said before, I like some of Phil's content. Phil's been doing this for a very long time. I remember Phil doing videos, I want to say in his bathroom or something. But I remember when he first started, and shout out to him for all his success. He got like 5-6 channels over 100K. He got 1 million channel. But to me, this one right here, out of respect for the family and not really knowing too deeply about, and I'm sure he travels, but just the whole Passport Bro thing and trying to, and he didn't associate it with the Passport Bros. But to me, ever since Phil took that little viral hit of him not being married to a Black woman, been married to a Mexican chick, he's been trying to kind of low-key kind of pander it up to kind of regain the trust of that Black female audience base that he has. So he kind of took advantage of this and tried to pander a little bit and kind of went in on the brother. And I don't think that was really fair, in my opinion. Yeah, he's married to a white Mexican woman at that. And like I said, he went a little low-key viral, and a lot of people was like kind of like throwing shots at Phil. I didn't throw a shot at Phil. I was just like, oh, I didn't know that. I would have thought by the way he promotes, all this, Black progress and Black pro-Blackness going back to Africa, I would have assumed Phil was married to a Black woman. And he never ever revealed to us, his personal, that's his personal business. But he knew that we assumed that the people, especially the women, kind of assumed that he was married to a sister, right? We just kind of like, that's almost like, well, we know not Dr. Umar, but that's almost like, another pro-Black or something that's kind of famous being married to a white woman, like the scene from the what's that? Don't be a man for drinking your juice in the hood. That little scene when the Muslim brother walked up and said, "My milk of magnesia," and put up the little white chick, the little meth looking white chick. That's kind of how it kind of hit people to a certain degree. And the thing is, he didn't really do his deep diligence in the research because he was saying things that didn't make sense to a certain degree for guys who actually frequented Brazil. I lived in Brazil for 9 months, almost close to a year. And he was saying that, oh, this guy was out there tricking and, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. We don't really know to the extent of how he met these women. But he was saying they met him in this location where it's the Blade. And I'm like, that's not the Blade. Lapa isn't the Blade at all. Like Lapa is a regular district. Like that's just clubs and bars. I'm not saying that you can't find that out there, but to say that this man was on the Blade and he met those girls on the blade. I'm like, nah, that don't really. From the videos I saw, they was kind of sitting down, talking and everything. That wasn't like the situation where guys kind of just pulled up and just pulled some random girls off the street. So one of them might have already knew them, or maybe they met or whatever. But those were criminals, and what he was doing was kind of victim shaming, right? Unfair victim shaming in a way to pander to his audience, to kind of regain in the good graces of sisters that follow him, because a lot of sisters follow Phil. Like I said, he got that pro-black going back to Africa thing going on, heavy. What up, Passport Blueprint? Right? So they got, what up, CC? I think that's a CC. What up, CC? All right, what up, Yoga? All right, so let's see what Phil got to say real quick, and we'll move on. Let's see. I just want to play with, hold on, where we at? Let's see what Phil got to say real quick about this. And Phil kind of going off. I mean, I'm like, bro, come on, man. Let the brother rest in peace, man. You ain't got to always, be trying to call people out and all this bullshit. That man was a successful entrepreneur, businessman. He was out there and he was victim of a horrific crime. That's it. That's it, bro. We don't know the extent of what. I mean, criminal people, women that are criminals that do things like that don't always come off like they're pros, bro. All right. That's the thing. Most of them don't come off like they're pros. And that be the problem. He could have just been randomly talking and he's saying, well, you was a married man. You shouldn't have been doing this and doing that. Come on, bro. Like, really, man, throw the first stone who hasn't sinned, who hasn't. Come on, man. Man's a far. Listen, when people go overseas, shit is what it is. Women too. All right. Women too. I know a married woman right now trying her best to get down to Jamaica or come here to see me in DR. So women do the same goddamn thing too, fellas. All right. People go out of town, they go out of the country, they do their thing, they hook up, they go right back home to their family life and their marriages. That's what they do. That's called adulting, right? His wife might have even known the man was worth like damn near 10, 15 million. She had like 3-some kids and shit. It was a blended family. She might have been wise enough to say, hey, go to Brazil, do your thing. I know a married couple. My man's going on a vacation to DR like once a year. His wife knows exactly what he's doing. So stay out of people's business, man. But here, this is what Phil had to say.
43 years old, lost his life to young women that's young enough to be his daughter, 23 years old.
All right. So first off, we know as avid travelers that there is no real age, what do I want to call it? Because, in America, it's, you're supposed to date people around your same age range, right? But we know as being travelers, being passport bros, it's nothing to see a 40-year-old guy with a 25-year-old girlfriend, 22, 23-year-old girlfriend. That's normal. That's normal for the locals. That's just normal of the culture because the older men are highly valued, right? Men kind of can hold on to their looks a little longer too. Our value is different. That's some American shit right there. Oh, you could have been your daughter. So the fuck, it's not his daughter. So the fuck what? He's 15, 20 years around. So what? Stay out of people's business, Phil. All right. But here we go. Let me continue.
Okay. Lost his life to that. My thing is this. Let's say if he's not married and he wasn't married. Stop tricking. Stop the tricking. You don't have to trick. Your American dollar can get you in places in those countries that you wouldn't have. Listen, I seen some comments. People said, oh, no, he was down there tricking. Because they had somebody from Brazil say, I know that area, and that's where all the females at on the blade at.
I don't know. I think he's talking maybe the O'Shea video. That wasn't true. Lapa is not where all the females at on the blade. There is no blade in Lapa, bro. Lapa is like, it's just like a district, it's like a little kind of like, I know y'all people not familiar with Atlanta. What's the word I want to say? What's that little square in New York? We call it Little 5 Points where we from. It's just like a little district of clubs and bars, bro. Like you take your girl to Lapa. You go on dates in Lapa. You say, hey, let's meet in Lapa. That's not really the blade, like he's saying. So in essence, Phil doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Once again, right? He doesn't know he was talking about. Let the man rest in peace. You ain't got to sit there and be criticizing this man, criticizing other people, bro. Let the man rest in peace. This is horrific. He was a victim of a damn crime. These were criminals. They might not even been coming off like they were pros. All right. They might have just been like, hey, these some cute American guys. Listen, I've met Me and my boys have met regular women in Lapa before, bro, and did our thing and had a good time. You know, plenty of times. That's kind of like the place you go to meet regular women. So once again, Phil don't know what the hell he's talking about here, bro. He's just trying to pander to his damn audience.
That's exactly where I know where he was at. And I say, yep, that's
how you know where he was at. You never been there.
That's what I thought too. Before I even read that comment with somebody from Brazil talking about the story. Because they saw the whole story on there. He was down there tricking. And he had a whole wife in Minnesota somewhere. Interesting wife with septum rings and all that. But hey, do you? But he had a whole wife at home. He could have did.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Phil might be right about that. I can't get mad at him. When I saw the wife, I was just like, okay. I was like, okay. But she was hurt, you know. Hey, do you, bro? Do you?
Whatever he want to do with his wife at home. He had to go down there tricking. Well, let that be a lesson learned. Stop tricking. These women see you as a lick. They don't like you like that.
Brother, women see you as a lick in the States just as well, brother. They see you, bro. You're not even married to a black woman. You married to we know that play, Phil. Come on, we all have that little play to get married to the big back, Mexican woman. We all know that little play, brother. Like, come on, man. We know that play. We've done that play.
You're going to deal with a woman, deal with a decent woman, a real woman, a woman not on the blade. Like, my Lord. I mean, if you're dealing with women on the blade, what you traveling for? You might well deal with that right here in the United States. I don't know. I just think tricking is lame, bro. I think it's lame. It is so lame to do that.
My thing is, okay, that's your opinion. That's fine. But why are you associating with this brother who just lost his life, who was a victim of a crime? That's my thing. Because he's pandering to I'm telling you, he's pandering to that black female audience that almost feels like this could be good news to a certain degree to them. All right. See, I told you, girl. I told you, look at what happened to them guys going out to Brazil. The women don't want them. That's what he's doing right now.
For that. Paying her for what? Man, please. If you as a man can't attract a woman enough just on you, and you got to pay for it. But that's the risk you take, some of y'all. So stop tricking. Stop traveling and tricking. Stop. Because it may be your last.
Phil, stop de-policing and dick shaming, bro. You're like a real female right now. Tell the females to stop doing it. How about that? So tell the females not do it. What about all the other people that do that shit? What about the old women coming from Europe messing with little teenage boys and shit out there in Africa? Why don't you tell them? Shame them. Shame everybody.
Last time,
this was a horrible. You don't even know the true intent of what it was because you was not there. You don't know. You just basing the assumptions off a man that lost his life. Like, have some respect for the family, dude. You trying to pander right now. That's what you doing. You trying to pander.
Flying out this country because they don't know how much drug to give you. They just give you enough to put you out so they can rob you. They don't care what happened. And they say that girl was responsible for this happening to a lot of people. Now they know who she is and got caught. But at this man's expense, don't lose your life to tricking, fellas. Don't. You can travel to a different country. You can meet a decent woman. You can, have friends and all that stuff over there. You can. Now
that's part facts. Yeah, you can't find a decent woman.
But the decent women not on the blade though. The decent women get up and go to work every day. The decent women got careers. The decent women got businesses. They over there. If that's what if you want to meet a Brazilian woman or a Colombian woman, they're there. But they're not going to be in the spots where everybody's selling themselves at. It's just that simple. And if they're not selling themselves, they got pimps that's trying to set y'all up too to rob y'all. Y'all are crazy.
All right, so that's enough of Phil. Phil did a little pandering. He was doing a little pandering. All right, he was doing a little pandering. All right, yeah, he do. Shout out to Phil though. Like I say, I don't think Phil's a bad dude or nothing like that. But it's just unfortunate, bro. Like, let that man rest in peace, bro. Let him rest in peace, man. He was a victim of a crime. He was a victim of the crime, and that's it. Rest in peace to that brother. He was very successful. All right. It's very unfortunate what happened. Hopefully they lock these women up for good. Stop letting these women out. But guys, let me tell you something, man. Real quick before we get to the article. It's certain things that you have to do when you travel. All right. I think we need to put out some bylaws or something like that for these guys, man, because you can prevent some of this stuff from happening. Sometimes, man, listen, they just got your dead ringer. I mean, you just gonna get got. That's what it is. That's unfortunate what it is, what you're gonna get got. But I want to put this up on the screen right here, man. In concerns of being drugged, all right? Being drugged. This is just a few safety precautions right here. But I want to point this out right here. Now, this is something that I take myself when I'm in Colombia. For the most part, when I'm in Medellin, I plan on going out. You know, I have it on my person. At times, I might have it in my little shoulder bag or whatnot. Let me see. Where is that? Let me put this up right here. Some of you guys might be on this. Some of you guys might not be. Okay. I know some of my police officer guys and some of my military guys might know what this is. All right. This is what they call activated charcoal. Activated charcoal basically soaks up poisons in your stomach. Okay. Soaks up poisons in your stomach. Now, this could be activated charcoal is crucial if you suspect you've been drugged, particularly with substances like scopolamine, which is known for its dangerous use in certain regions to incapacitate. Damn, I can't pronounce the word. Victims. Activated charcoal can absorb some toxins and reduce their effects if taken promptly, potentially giving you more time to seek help. And that's the main play. That's the main play. All right. All right. You can use this activated charcoal. Like I said, I keep some on me personally. What up, Black Man Travels? You gotta pull up one day, man. You know, Scholar kind of got on you. But shout out to my man, Black Man Travels. Say just got back from Cali, Columbia. If you want to do a show, you want to pull up, you can pull up. Yeah, they got me on that one. But yeah, activated charcoal, I carry it on me. I think I told my man Jay Clyde about this earlier. This could possibly save your life, believe it or not, bro. Like I said, if I plan on going out doing some drinking, especially if I'm dolo out there in Medellin, I go out dolo sometimes. I have this on me right here. You know, help soak up all the liquors and stuff like that. It could give you that time you need to kind of either get out of the situation or get them out of your home. All right. It could possibly save your life. All right. I hear that, Yoga. I hear that, man. Okay. Another one. Validate who you bring in your home, family. I mean, this is a given. I know some of you guys already know this, but unfortunately, I think all the videos that, you know, the shorts, I be seeing them on Instagram. They be saying, oh, come to Colombia, it's this, that, and the other. The women are beautiful, it's cheap. Guys might not know, you know, the videos like this, they don't really go necessarily viral. You know, they're kind of long formatted videos, but it's important. So if you're hearing this, man, like, you know, pass this along in your little travel group or something like that. All right. Always verify the identity and intentions of anyone you invite to your home or hotel. Use caution and to avoid strangers into your personal space, man. Let me tell you, a lot of these local men, they don't bring women directly to their homes. Even in DR, you know, they got a whole industry of cabanas here to bring girls to and nothing like that. Okay. So just watch in general, male or female, who you bring on to your home. That's not a big thing of bringing people straight to your home like that in South America in general anyway. You know, people just don't be bringing random strangers to their home like that. You know, so just be aware of that. All right, be aware of that. Shout out to my man Bruce M2. I believe that's the Norwegian something, but the 59. I be as $5 super chats, man. I really appreciate that. Thanks for informing men on how to be safe overseas. All right. Okay. Building a relationship with your doorman is next. Now, some of my veterans know this. This is important. If you are deciding to, you know, bring strangers to your home, I ain't got to put everything in layman terms, but if you decide to bring strangers to your home, you might want to pay your doorman, you know, shoot him a slice of pizza or something, you know, a couple of pesos. Pay your doorman, man. Just say, hey, brother, like, you know, I don't plan on, you know, I'm walking this girl out or whatever. You know, people shouldn't be leaving my crib with suitcases, backpacks, and nothing like that. Okay. So the doorman is important. All right. The Norwegian, I know it's the Norwegian something. All right. Somebody. Charlotte's there in the building, man. I'm always hating on black women somehow. All right. Tap into our community, the Passport Bros community. Listen, we got a whole community, whether it's the app, whether it's the Facebook group, bro. We talk about this all the time. We get stories faster than any YouTuber or anything like that. As a matter of fact, most people get these stories from the Passport Bros Facebook group, the original Passport Bros Facebook group, because most of these stories come out in articles first and people turn them into videos. All right. Unless the news catch it first. But even if the news catch it first, they'll post that in the group as well. So just kind of being tapped into some form of a community so you can know what's going on. I understand that a lot of people like traveling solo, and we're going to talk about that in this article about this guy traveling to Bogota, Colombia solo in a second. All right. Another one, tag your locations wisely, family. All right. We do this all the time in my WhatsApp group, even in the Passport Bros app. Guys that tag where they at. They say, hey, bros, I'm here. I'm in Berlin right now. I'm at like a little, barrio party. I'm tagging you, let you know, guys know where I'm at. I know it's not the most masculine thing to do, but guys, it's okay. You can just tag where you at, tag your friends, tag your family members, let them know that you kind of out and about and that you okay, or you want to pin, letting people know where you at. Listen, I've done it myself. I found myself in Colombian neighborhoods at 2 o'clock in the morning. I might be with some Colombian family or something like that, but I still might shoot my tag. Shout out to my man Grego. All right, we still might shoot that tag to a friend of ours and say, hey, I'm here. I'm out here in Buenos Aires right here, right now. I hit you when I get to the crib. If you don't hear from me, come checking for me. All right. All right. Another big thing. This is a big one, fam. This is a real big one. All right. This is a real big one. Use a burner phone with no bank information on it. All right. Have a burner phone, especially in South America. All right. Yoga, you troll. Yoga, why don't you fat night Mizzy, man? Don't let me roast your ass now, Yoga. It was funny at first, but I will roast your ass now, nigga. You don't want to get roasted with me, Yoga. I'll roast your ass like no tomorrow. All right. Now, burner phone. If you plan on traveling, you plan on being out and about, man, have that burner phone. Don't have no bank information on it. As a matter of fact, contact your bank and say, hey, I'm in a high-risk area. I don't plan on withdrawing $300, $600, $500 in one day or one sitting. Like if you see some weird activity, block all that, especially if you kind of got a debit card and not a credit card. All right. So make sure. All right. Make sure about that. And of course, man, you want to have your emergency numbers. You definitely want to have your emergency numbers together. We have a list of emergency numbers. I think it's pinned in the Facebook group, but I know it's definitely in the app because a lot of guys don't even know what numbers to call in these countries. And a lot of countries, it might be like 611 or something like that. But keep in mind, Airbnb does have a feature. Airbnb does have a feature where they say, I haven't seen it, but they say it's a feature on Airbnb that you can tap a button and it contacts the local law enforcement. Like I said, so I haven't seen it. Maybe you guys have seen it. I have not seen it. All right. And another one. This is a big one, especially if you decide to live overseas, fam. All right. Hire a local fixer. I know some of you guys might not know what a fixer is. The fixer is kind of like a guy that's not necessarily a local, but who's been living there for a long time. And he can kind of hook you up with all the little, problems you might have. I'll give you a case in point. You guys know I'm not a big fan of DJ Who Kid. DJ Who Kid came to Medellin, and he was kind of on one. He's kind of an asshole in real life too. But it was a situation with Who Kid where this is the thing about, of course, Who Kid came in wearing all the platinum jewelry, right? The big chains and all this shit. And I guess he had got a chick from one of the bars or whatever. I ain't gonna put all the man business out there. But at the end of the night, she threw her hand out. I mean, you got to expect that. You're in a third world country wearing this big ass chain with the Haitian flag on it. The big ass, like a G Unit chain, but it's big ass platinum chain he was wearing. And he didn't want to compensate the girl, basically. So one of my mans out there got out of his bed at 3, 4 in the morning, went out there, and helped him out, basically. And then on the flip end, let's say Who Kid didn't return the favor at all. He just kind of got the hell on. So that's what I mean by a fixer. Have somebody that you can call. It could be a local. You got my man Danger in Cartagena. I would consider him to be a fixer. Shout out to my man Danger. You got, I think, what's the other guy's name? Damn it, what's the other guy's name? I forgot the other brother's name out there in Cartagena. Damn it, man. I want to say his name, but I forgot his name. You got people out there in Brazil. All right, my man Hobson in Brazil. I would say that Hobson be my fixer out there in Rio. That's very important. You got people out there in Thailand. Thailand has its own little expat community, but it's good to kind of have somebody that's kind of tied in with the lawyers and something like that. So I would say that to be a fixer. That's really important. That's really important. Right. At your White House all day says facts. A fixer can definitely be a great asset in a country. You want to travel comfortably within, they're a big help. Right. Very true. Very true. All right. Shout out my man Kirby Films in the building. What up, BMT? Travel safe. I'm surprised about Brazil drugging, but I didn't have any problems like that. Listen, that's not like I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it does happen, and I have heard that guys have met women in Lapa and have gotten drugged. So I've heard that, because Lapa isn't actually the Blade. It's a whole area. You guys in Rio know it's a whole little regular little area that everybody goes to. I did a whole video on Lapa, walking down all the side streets and everything. It's a lot of bars, a lot of old. It's like the old portion of Rio de Janeiro. I want to say it's like downtown. All right. Yeah, Dante. I would say Dante, Richie Mack. They could be fixers and stuff like that. Shout out to my man Dante. All right. But okay, we got almost 300 in the room. Guys, do me a favor, hit this like button. Now, this story right here, I really want your guys' opinion. Let me move this off the screen. Guys, get your activated charcoal, all right? I want to pull this up. What is that? Where is that? Hold on. I want to pull this up right here. Hold on. What is this? This story, I really want your guys' opinion on this, because I really don't know what to make of this. I've been trying my best to kind of figure this one out. All right, because it's just real strange how this went down. All right, so the title of this article is: a New York man died while on a solo trip to Colombia. It took his grieving mom 5 months to learn what happened. This is a pretty effed up story, by the way. That's pretty jacked up what happened. Okay, so let's start. Let's start right here. And I want you guys to make sure you pay attention, okay, because it's very revealing. All right, so Omar Watson made a promise to his mom before he left New York City for Colombia in February. He basically said, "I'm gonna contact." He's gonna contact his mom every night to make sure that he's okay. Okay. Now, Omar was 31 years old, and when he got to Bogota, his first day, he sent a message to tell his mom that he was okay. And he said, on the second day and the third day. On the fourth night, he didn't send anything. So she called him, right? It was the last night she heard his voice. In the early afternoon on February 29th, less than 2 days after that phone call, Omar was found dead in the bathroom of his Airbnb. Now, I want to point this out. His American passport was on a wooden dresser near the apartment unit entrance. All right. But his iPhone, this is in Bogota, by the way, not Medellin. This is in Bogota. But his iPhone, iPad, and wallet had vanished. All right. So just keep that in mind. His iPhone's gone, his iPad is gone, his wallet is gone. Okay. So they're wondering, like, so they don't have his phone. They're trying to figure out, was he alone when he died inside his studio apartment? Right. And why did his red suitcase, which arrived months later, contain petite feminine clothes along with his items? So they found him dead in his apartment. Basically, the building staff found him dead in his apartment. His iPhone is missing. His iPad, because he was like a day trader. He was a stock investor. So he's a day trader. So he's using, he's definitely going to be checking on his stocks on his phone, his iPad. iPhone missing, iPad missing. All right. Wallet gone. Okay. Only thing was left was his passport. Sound familiar, right? And then this is like months later, after all the autopsies and all that, they finally send his luggage. This is the government, the Colombian government finally sent his luggage, and he had quote unquote petite clothes, feminine clothes, along with his items. Now that could be. Let me know what you guys think. That could be he was going down there and maybe bringing some items to a woman. Could be, but usually, he's probably that's going to be that first or second or third day that he was on his kind of fourth day. So that's kind of strange that he didn't give these items to this woman. Okay. Oh my, he was robbed. Come on, I'm gonna continue the story now. Let me continue the story before we say he was robbed. Right. Excuse me. All right. So it was 2 days of silence, and then she got the phone call. All right. He was unmarried, online stock trader, entrepreneur who lived with his parents, basically. Yeah, both his parents. Now, Watson was an avid solo traveler and had been to a handful of countries. So he's an avid traveler. He's been in Japan, Brazil, Mexico, and France. All right. And he was staying 1 week in Colombia before he went to Portugal. So he's a traveler. All right. His mom said he just wanted to see the world. She said, I never imagined that his death would happen during his travel. Now, the article goes on to say that Colombia is a popular travel destination for Americans and other international tourists. We already know this. From January to June this year, more than a quarter of foreign visitors in Colombia were from the U.S. So 25% were from the U.S. All right. It listed Bogota as having the largest percentage of non-resident foreign tourists. That's interesting. I would assume that was Medellin. But traveling to Colombia, which also has its history of racism against Black people, is not without risk. Okay. Goes on to say that it's been 8 suspicious deaths of U.S. citizens in Medellin between November 1st and December 31st. All right. So that's about 2 months. All right. Last year, the embassy warned that robbers were drugging tourists in the country with scopolamine and drug nicknamed the Devil's Breath. All right. Okay, so let's go down a little bit. That's him right there and his mom. So he looks to be in shape. He looks to be pretty in shape. He's not overweight or anything like that. And I'm gonna tell you what I say this in a second for. All right. She was saying that she knew something was wrong. She was gonna go see him in Bogota to make sure he was all right. All right. So on March 1st, the embassy called her with tragic news. Now, language barrier complicates a mother's search for answers, basically. We understand that. Right? So they were saying they need to figure out the logistics of sending his remains back to New York. The parents had to plan a funeral without her son's phone. She didn't know how to share the awful news with his friends. All right. Then they got hit with a flurry of documents starting to arrive from Colombia. And of course, there's a language barrier. All documents were in Spanish. All right. So she had to get somebody from her job to kind of translate. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota sent her an initial investigative report compiled by local authorities. All right. And dated February 29th, the day her son's body was found. So it was an 8-page document, investigative report. So in the report, a person described as Bogota's apartment administrators said he last talked to Watson around 4 p.m. So there's somebody that's in the building on February 28th. They told the police they could not reach Watson the next day, so they entered the apartment and found him in the bathroom without vital signs. All right. He was kneeling. He was in a kneeling position on the white tile floor, wearing a black cotton t-shirt and slumped against a door frame. So they said they found some medication, like some Tylenol, basically. They found some medication there. Okay. They did say they found vomit. They said they found his passport in his suitcase. There were no other valuables at the scene. So apparently, family, like I say, none of his valuables, money, electronics, all gone. This is going to be, it's going to get stranger and stranger now. Remember, all this stuff is not on this person. They're gone. So for months, she's trying to find out what happened to her son, his wallet, and his electronics. All right. She emailed the U.S. Embassy, which told her in March that the autopsy would be finished in 3 months, she said. So it took 3 months to do an autopsy. The Airbnb host was not helpful whatsoever. Okay. They didn't give him any information about the man's death, unfortunately. All right. So in late July, that she had not received any autopsy or toxicology reports. So she's still waiting. The family's still waiting to see what happened to him. All right. She's asking for information. She's asking for the autopsy, nothing. So it took CNN, all right, to reach out to the Colombian Attorney General's office. All right. And they said that they received the autopsy report from forensic investigators on April 24th. So they did the autopsy, but they did not notify the family, even though they know the family was calling, asking about the autopsy. That's really strange. Very strange. All right. That's another red flag. So that's actually 2 red flags. One, all his stuff is gone. Right. I would say another red flag is no video footage of him going in and out of the house. They don't know that if he had company or not. That's very strange in 2024 where you got cameras everywhere. Another red flag is they did not reveal the initial autopsy reports to the family that's been asking and begging for the autopsy and the toxicology report. Okay. Now, the autopsy determined that Omar Watson died of interlobulary preliminary thromboembolism. I think that's how you pronounce that. So basically what that is, fam, is that's I don't know if you guys ever heard of people like dying on long flights. Right. The blood clot that moves up your leg blocks your heart. Right. But that usually comes from sitting on long air flights. I knew a guy that was going to Thailand, and he had a daughter, a wife out there in Thailand. And you know that flight is real long. You got to get up, kind of walk around. That's like a 12-hour flight. Probably one of the longest flights I've been. I hate that flight to Thailand. It's terrible. All right. Well, let me take that back. It's not that bad. But this guy was kind of in shape. So he wasn't overweight. Usually it's like when you're a little overweight, you haven't stood up in a while, you haven't walked in a while, you form these blood clots in your legs that kind of can block the blood to your heart. So that's what they're saying what happened to him. Basically, guy was 31 years old, like he was relatively in shape, healthy. This is 4 days after his flight. Usually this happens when you either right off a flight or during the flight. Yeah, Johnny Parson. You got to walk around. Definitely got to walk. I know I walk around, even if I don't got to go to the bathroom, I'll go to the bathroom. Just stand up a little bit, man. All right. It gets crazier though. Hold on. Like these people were literally no help. So they say he had blood clots forming his leg. The risk is higher. People are sitting in tight spaces for long periods. So this is strange because I'm like, this was 4 days after his flight. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I just think that's kind of, I would think that would happen maybe no less than maybe 24 to 48 hours afterwards. I don't know. Okay. So they're asking, well, how is that possible? And why did they send the autopsy report immediately? Why are they waiting? All right. And keep in mind, this was the autopsy. This wasn't a toxicology. All right. Or psychopharmaceutical. All right. Or alcohol tests. They don't know if any of those tests was even done. So they didn't even test for any drugs. All right. And they say the Colombian investigators, her name was Valandia, basically said they stopped the investigation due to a typical conduct. Right? That's why they stopped the investigation. They archived the death because of some strange conduct. Not on the family, but they're saying there was some strange conduct going on. So they archived it. And until they see new evidence, they're just going to kind of let it go. That's what they gave to the family. Now, months later, his suitcase arrives in Brooklyn. So this is strange. Like this is after the autopsy. Like this is like 6-some months later or something. It happened in February. This is when this happened? March. Right. So about 2 months, right? He gets his suitcase. They finally let go of his suitcase, and it had female clothes in the suitcase. And the mom said, well, she didn't know of him having a girlfriend. All right. So inside the suitcase were his clothes, along with dresses, blouses, pink sandals, and silver hoop earrings. All right. The mom said the clothes appeared to be new. And while her son was social and made friends during his travels, he did not mention meeting anyone in Colombia. Okay. She said, I didn't know he had a girlfriend. All right. So what y'all guys think about that? I just want to know what the chat opinions on that is. What are y'all opinions on that? Because I'm really like this case left me hella confused. Was he robbed? All right. Was he drugged? Was he robbed? You know, I mean, what happened right here? Because it seems like they're not going to investigate. Let me ask you this. Put a 1 in the chat. We got 300 in the room. Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you think he was robbed. Put a 2 in the chat if you think he died of natural causes. Now, that isn't an excuse that somebody stole his laptop, they stole his laptop, his iPad, his cell phone, and his wallet. So did the investigators take this? Did the police take this? Like, this is real strange, bro. Something's not adding up. Press a 1 if you think this brother was robbed. Press a 2 if you think it was natural causes. Young Jay said that could have been gifts for a young lady. Possibly. But it was the 4th day. So if you bring in gifts down, this is nothing they should have investigated. They should have saw if they could look at the serial numbers and see if those came from a store in Colombia, or did he bring that down? Because he could have brought that down. But if he would have brought it down, he would have been. If a guy is bringing gifts to a woman, anticipating on meeting a woman, then he's going to meet that woman usually day number 1, day number 2, unless this woman is maybe she could be a pro and she's just kind of moving and shaking around until she has time to see him. I'm not associating that with him. I'm just trying to do the math here. I'm trying to add the tea leaves up here. All right. We got a lot of 1s in here. 1s. All right. Shout out to Drew with the $5 super chat. Says, you guys see the similarities with the story and Pathfinder's story in Medellin? Both men and women clothes in their suitcase. Okay. All right, Drew. I can't really see the association with that one. I mean, okay, but I appreciate the super chat though. So we got a lot of 1s in the building. A lot of 1s. Yeah. You don't tell your mom your whole personal stuff. Like, I get that too. Airbnb host might have got that. Okay, so Joseph thinks it was natural causes. Drew thinks it was natural causes. So I want your guys to be what happened to Jay Clyde thinks it's natural causes. So what happened to the wallet? What happened to his belongings? Ronan, how can 1 and 2 be both at the same time? Explain that, Ronan. How can 1 and 2 be both at the same time, bro? Either he was robbed or not. The clothes could have been planted by a male attacker. I don't know, man. That just, you know what? It's sad. That's really sad when, your family trying to put everything together and they don't really know if it's foul play or not. I honestly don't think that he died because of that, personally. I really don't think he died 4 days later because of that. Okay. Bert says 1 and 2. How could it be 1 and 2? Are you saying him being drugged? Yeah, let me go ahead and drop a link. I've been chopping up for a minute. I was going to roast this other dude real quick, but we'll go ahead and drop a link on this. All right, we'll drop a link on this. Hold on. I'm in my roasting mood. I was going to roast somebody else, but I'll roast him tomorrow. All right. And guys, if you could be cammed up, that'd be nice. But if you don't, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like the man from The Color Purple. Ronan says, died of natural causes and the crime of opportunity takes his stuff before the cops come. Okay. Okay. All right. No, I was gonna roast somebody else, but we'll say that for a later day. So Columbus, take it to Columbus. You know what's messed up about that, man? Like, damn. I mean, that cell phone reveals a lot. But my question is, what would be most buildings? I have been to Bogota, but I didn't spend too much time in Bogota. Most buildings have some type of security cameras outside, right, fellas? Like they can. Did they even check? First of all, they didn't even do a toxicology report. That's number one. That's strange. Did they do it and did not want to reveal? Because sometimes it seems like these governments want to kind of silence the real numbers. All right. It's interesting that I remember being in Medellin, and in the 2 weeks time span, 4 guys I know all got drugged in like a 2 week time span. So that asked me the questions. I'm just sitting here like a lot, and none of them reported that shit. None of them went to the police. They just took an L. So it could be happening way more than they really report. Right. Concerned citizen, you don't even have an icon, brother. I don't know what's up with you guys not wanting to show you off. I get it though. Some of you guys don't want to show your faces, but at least have an icon, man. All right. Savoy, $5 super chat says, when I travel, I always bring cheap gifts, clothes, makeup, and perfume for under $5. Okay, I've done that too before. I've done that too before. Also tip your bouncer if you go to the club for your safety. All right, so how many guys in the chat be buying little trinkets from the flea market? Be buying a little fake perfumes and stuff from the little flea market and send them out there or bringing them down there. I've done that shit before. I ain't gonna hold you. I've done that before. All right. All right, I'm gonna bring Drew G on. At least he got an icon.
Hey BMT, how's it going, bro?
What's good, man?
Hey, so just basically, I've never been to Colombia, but tell me, how much is an iPhone in Colombia, and how much is an iPad? Like if you were to buy it, or somebody was to buy one in Colombia.
I know for a fact they taxing in Brazil. I never really looked for an iPhone or iPad in Colombia, but I know it's more expensive than the States. That's all I do know.
Exactly. So let's say conservatively $3,000-$4,000.
So if an iPhone is like, let's just say if it's 700-800 in the States, it's gonna be like 12-13 in Medellin or something like that at one of them little electronic malls.
So we're saying someone went to do a proof of life. They walked in, found a dead person, and they basically looked at all of this expensive equipment he had and took it. And that's all I think that happened. Do you remember Tobias the Traveler's story when he said he got drugged? And remember he said he had security. When security woke him up, they had the girl apprehended, but his laptop was gone. So the guy who did the proof of life, that's probably who has it. I guarantee it. I don't think there's anything nefarious with this. The gentleman died of deep vein thrombosis. Of course, like we all would be doing.
So that kicks in 4 days later after the flight, bro. He been walking around.
It's a blood clot. So depending on where the blood clot was at, it has time to move. It could be at the bottom of his legs, move up to his heart. He obviously was having some issues, some pains, because I think the article did say that he had some types of medications and stuff. So that was that blood clot moving through his body.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So you guys think pretty much the first responder pretty much stole it.
Yeah. I think the first person in the room looked at it as like, how am I going to pass up $3,000 laying right here? They're not going to know if I took it or not. And probably in Colombia investigators, they don't go in there and dust down the room for fingerprints. And, I don't know how thorough the investigations are, but I can tell you one thing, people there more than likely aren't worried about a crime scene or spoiling a crime scene.
Right.
So you think basically he went out there, he might have brought some females, some gifts and stuff, and then just because his mom did say that he wasn't feeling well. She asked him why he had shortness of breath on the phone.
Yep. That was that blood clot moving through his body.
Yep.
Okay.
And what they call that is a pulmonary embolism. Divers get it as well.
It's called the bends. You come
How
up
long
too
is
fast.
that flight from New York to Bogota though? I
It
don't think
depends
it'd be
on
like
how
a
long you're
2-hour
sitting.
flight.
And if you're sitting where you're cutting off your circulation and you form up the blood clot, like you said, you need to move around, especially if you're a bigger guy.
But that's what I'm saying. He wasn't that big of a guy. It seemed like though.
See,
I mean,
look at Joseph Relevant's comment right there. He had a blood clot. Look what he said.
Hold on, I can't. Hold on. Let me see what that said. Where's that at? What's his
Very
name?
last.
He said my
Joseph
blood clot
Relevant.
went through my heart.
I got it, Ron. I got it. My
Okay,
clot went through my heart and stopped in my right lung 2 days after surgery.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you though, Joseph? If you don't mind me asking, how old are you, man? This dude was young, 31 years old.
It doesn't matter. I deal in health insurance, life insurance, bro. It don't matter your age.
Okay, so Shy Talk makes a good point. Why not no toxicology report? And why did it take so long? Some don't add up.
I don't know why they didn't do a toxicology report, because maybe the initial report, like they said, what did they say? What was the word they used? The language they used? Acute. I forget, what is it? It started with the letter A. You read it in the article.
The crime was classified as what initially?
Natural cause, death of natural causes.
Yeah. So it wasn't a rush. They put them on ice and they took the priority cases first. It's arrangement of order in those medical cases. If they think you died of natural causes, they're not going to rush to do a toxicology or a full outright what you just said, because I'm just drawing a blank right now.
Fred Fail said that's why I wear compression socks on a plane. When I heard how Heavy D died, I didn't know Heavy D died like that.
A lot of people died like that, man. What do you think a brain aneurysm is? Same thing. It's just a blood clot of the brain.
Yeah, my grandfather had.
That's how Bruce Lee. That's how Bruce Lee died. Brain clot. And he's super healthy.
I said take some aspirin when traveling to prevent blood clots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thins your blood.
Yep. Thins the blood thinner.
Or
Young
if you're
autopsy and toxicology reports don't take 4 months. Stop the cap. Like the majority of people in the chat think he was robbed. He was drugged and robbed.
They don't take 4 months in the United States, guys.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
You're not an American. You do not have priority in a lot of countries. That's why it takes so long to repatriate your body. If you don't have repatriation insurance, you got to get that together before they can even recover your body.
Yeah.
So you guys are using American common sense in a whole nother country where you're not a priority.
And think about it. They just said in the article he died in the end of February. His mom got his body a month later. It don't take more than a month to ship a body across the United States, but we know there's red tape in another country.
Right.
So,
and that's the whole repatriation thing.
Yep.
Fred Fail say, I guess Heavy D got off a plane trip and was working out and died. Okay.
Man. So he had a concussion and it was actually something worse.
Cali Columbia says, hello, BMT. Cali Columbia, is that you in that picture? Hold up. Hello, BMT. I know you spend a lot of time here in Colombia. Please tell your friends to be careful in Bogota. It's a lot of political unrest here now. Please be careful. Yeah, they just had that. No, that election that was in Venezuela. I don't know what's going on out there, man. So the flight is 5.5 hours. It's not really a long flight.
Well, listen. Just like when you dive, you go under pressure, right? Those planes are pressurized.
Mm-hmm.
Get the association. You can still get the bends even being on the plane for a long time, or start getting blood clots formed in your body, depending on who you are. You got a lot of bad health issues. I have thin blood naturally. I'm what they call a sickle cell trait person. So I have thin blood naturally. It's going to be hard for me to have a heart attack and different things like that. But for some of you guys that have thicker blood, you have different things going on in your health. You know, you can clot easier than most. Y'all need to really check out your situation when it comes to your health.
And I think that's one of the things.
That's what I'm saying, man. The health thing, but he was. I don't know how Heavy D was, but
this is what I tell a lot of my clients.
Hold on. Let me finish. This brother was 31 years old, man.
It don't matter.
He was 31 years old. He was not out of shape. He was lucky. He was kind of slim.
Bro, let me tell you.
BMT, you follow basketball.
I'm not saying this cannot happen. I'm just saying I'm adding up the tea trees. To me, Some don't sound right.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. This is all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that this didn't happen.
This is the number one thing I used to tell my clients. While you might look healthy on the outside, God only knows what goes on in the inside of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Until you have a full medical workup, you don't know 100% of what's going on with you physically. You can assume by your look. There's a lot of skinny people that have high blood pressure. There's a lot of skinny people that have high cholesterol. It's based on your diet. Okay, it has nothing to do with how you look. So you got to stop the cap when you talk about, oh, this guy looks healthy. Look at how many bodybuilders are dying right now that have 2% body fat. And they're dying because of other things. The medication they're taking, they're on steroids, all these different things. You get what I'm saying? That contribute to, even though they look super healthy, they're doing medically different things that are harming their bodies. So stop looking at people's outer shell, because that doesn't matter when it comes to your fucking health.
All right. Shout out to my man, Mr. Dawkins, the Navigator $2 super chat. Says on long flights, walk around and stretch often. I want to welcome my man. I appreciate the super chat, by the way, Mr. Dawkins, the Navigator. I want to welcome my man. Obstacles to opportunities to the show. Was good.
All these military guys coming up. Look at this shit.
Y'all in here heavy, man.
Yeah,
what you think? What you think happened? Did you tune into the whole article, Obstacles?
No. I'm listening right now. I mean, I listened to a good portion, but I just want to reserve a little bit comments, because this could be a little bit complex when you're dealing with these situations, as I was just speaking about. I mean, especially when it comes to health, man.
We'll do it one more time. You got 342 in the room, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. We in here heavy. Make sure you hit that like button. If you think he was drugged and robbed, hit 1. If you think he died of natural causes, well, it's not really a natural cause, though, is it? It's not really necessarily be considered natural cause.
That is natural.
That's natural cause? Okay. Well, then hit 2.
Similarly, yeah. Pulmonary embolism is semi-natural.
I would say this. I remember
they hitting ones in the chat. Somebody said one. Why? How y'all saying 1s and 2s? Also, the 1s and 2s mean that
he died
somebody
and then they robbed him.
They robbed him. Okay. Yes. After he died. Okay, I got you.
That could be
look at that. Probable. Look how many 2s we got now.
I don't see no 2. I see 1, 2. Okay, I see a couple 2. That's the same person though. That's the same person. 1s. And
then some people are saying both. He died of natural causes and then he was robbed, or vice versa.
Yeah, it could be something like that.
Time of opportunity, man.
I think also too, yeah, exactly. But I think also a lot of people watch too much movies. So they be thinking like, man, the cops came in, they saw the bullet came in from the corner of the room, it bounced off of the T and hit somebody in the noodle. Right. And then one guy knew back in 1996 that a musket was created by Robert T, and they went to the It's like, no, real life cops come in, case is cold, period. If somebody come and give information, then it gets warm. Other than that, it gets filed away. So what I'm saying is, even in autopsies, a lot of doctors will tell you, bro, we really don't know how people, like, the cause of their death. We just make a lot of hypotheses of what we think might have went wrong, but the body's super complex. So again, health is really super complex. You'll get scared if you actually pull up on a doctor and he tell you, really, like, guys, we really can't figure out a lot of things. We just kind of look at some indicators, run some tests, throw a Hail Mary and hope we head in the right direction. So it's like the body is super complex, but we just are used to being like, they should know everything. They should just pull up and open the body. It's like dissecting a frog when I was in high school. It's not the same.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. I saw a short the other day with Tyrese on it, where Tyrese was saying how he wears fake jewelry. And he said he would always wear real jewelry and he would leave it. And he said housekeeping. He said, hey, have you seen this jewelry? Like, oh, no, we haven't seen no jewelry. No jewelry. So they'll take it, bro. That's money.
Mm-hmm.
Crime.
Yeah, and then the cops ain't gonna air their own people out. Like, yeah, this foreigner died, and then we pulled up and robbed them. Like, they might comb over a little details here or there. And then also on top of that, as he said, you're not a priority. I know it might sound effed up. You guys think I'm an American, I'm so important. But a lot of these countries got people getting dipped in acid, people getting hanged from bridges. So they got real stuff like on the blotter as far as to deal with. And so it's different. It's super different. Cops trying to survive, not get popped by the criminals from the favela. Like the last thing they're talking about is we about to break this case down. This Falone came in here to live his best life, and we're really interested. That would take like, you know, social pressure, and then the embassy getting involved. Then they might expedite it and put it on the blog.
That's what happened with this one. The CNN got involved.
CNN got a hold of it, right?
Yeah, then they like, all right, let's put some pep in our step now.
And
Outside of that,
BMT, in regards to that super chat I sent you, man, I was saying Pathfinder. Do you recall how he said he had women's clothing in his luggage when he got
you know what? I didn't even people say he had, I thought he had like clothes for like poor people or something.
You're getting messy up in here.
Yeah. I don't recall him saying he had like women's lingerie and shit on this stuff.
Oh,
perfume.
man.
He had perfume.
He had perfume and some other things in his bag as well. So, you know, my thing is with this guy, he had all stuff brand new, you said, which means it had tags on. He was obviously going to meet some woman and give her some clothing or whatever. So maybe he did have somebody he wasn't talking about to his mother, but he still brought gifts for her and he was anticipating meeting her. But obviously, whatever arrangement never happened before he had the pulmonary embolism.
Damn, that's real. That does explain it. That explains it.
Yeah. But you know what? Real talk, guys. If anybody who's listening to this, make sure you look into some type of travel insurance. Ronan has mentioned it several times. Get some type of safety net that can bring your body back or get you out of there in the eventuality that you get sick.
Yeah. And it's so cheap, guys. It does not cost that much money.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, I mean, that's unfortunate. That's sad that happened. I think the family just kind of want to know a little bit more, but you know,
I mean, we all like a good conspiracy.
I want to say that they did their own. They want to do their own autopsy, but something happened where they couldn't do it themselves.
I think if you don't put embalming fluid in a body after a certain time period, it starts to break down. So then once your body starts to go into decay mode, it's kind of hard to test for a lot of things. And if he was drugged after a certain time period, certain things dissipate in your skin. But you can do a hair test, which is a more defined testing on, but whatever he was drugged with, it have enough time in order to get ingested so it would actually show up in your hair. You got all these, like Obstacle said, all these minute details that you don't know. And depending on how long his body was on ice, you know, whether his body stopped processing whatever he ate, you know, 24, 48 hours before then, you get what I'm saying? So there's a whole bunch of variables you don't know because you don't know necessarily the time of death. They guesstimated 4 days or when they found him.
Shout out one for Charles $10 super chat says he was robbed. Tea Leaf says he brought clothes for someone. Why that person never came forward to claim the clothes? Why did they not come forward to say they knew him?
So how are they going to come forward if who's going to contact them? He didn't tell his mom.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he didn't tell his mom. He didn't tell the Airbnb person. So who's going to contact the person? The only thing that person, the female, is going to say, well, man, he stood me up. He didn't call me back.
Exactly.
Yeah, like somebody
Go ahead.
in the freezer whole dead. Like claim the clothes. What does that mean? Like who do I hit up to claim the clothes when somebody dead? You know, like if somebody just passed away, you guys really don't. Like if you just pass away, bro, you gone. Like there's no point in contact. You know, like you're out of here. On some Kevin Samuel stuff, unfortunately, like the person with him didn't even know where he was living. So it was just like, it's that serious, and you could be gone and out of here that quick. So I think we just think so much like, well, why didn't somebody come and claim the this is not a movie. This is real life, period. Who do I call? The police? Like, hey, man, there's been that dead body. I had some clothes there, and then here's the WhatsApp messages. That don't even make any sense.
Guys, make sure to stand up in them long flights, man. It's important. It's very important.
And also hydrate too, man. You know, drink some water, get those fluids moving. Like you said, BMT, stand up, because drinking water causes you to get up to have to pee and walk to the bathroom. So that's all a part of it.
Yeah, health insurance is another thing. Health and travel insurance. You guys got to stay on top of that. It shouldn't have took a month to get the body back if he had the proper coverage and actually left it with somebody of value like his mother. If his mother was the person that he was supposed to call or drop a note to or whatever when he got into town, somebody back home needs to know what your policy number is.
Mm-hmm.
Or know where it's at.
I hope this makes sense, BMT. It's in line. It's about health. But I would just say, guys, take that joint's ultra serious. When I'm overseas, I remember I pushed real hard to get a colonoscopy, and that was at age 32. I pushed super hard, but the people were just like, yo, you don't need it. You da 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 da. I was like, yo, it's better to find out now, get under there and see what's going on. Anyways, they eventually just let me do it in Israel. I went, got seen. They found a couple polyps, and then the guy cut them, and he said, look, if you would have waited until the recommendation on that age of where, you're advised to go get it checked, he was like, you would have had stage 4 colon cancer.
Yeah.
So he's like, look, that's why we tell. Now, there's a standard. That means standardized out of 8 billion people, this is a good age. And that makes sense. But your life is your life. You could be the statistics.
Right.
And so I always say, blow a bag, go shopping on yourself, invest on your body. You can have all the real estate, all the stocks, all the travel experience, but if that health ain't right, you're out of here. So put that money down.
I got one up for Trouble says, what medicine did they find? I believe they found something like the equivalent of Tylenol. They never said it was blood pressure medicine. These dudes on the panel making up reasons for this dude to be unhealthy.
We never said blood pressure medicine. Nobody said blood pressure medicine. We just said he was taking medication.
Tylenol. They say he has Tylenol. He had
but do you understand the idea? Hold on. Do you understand the idea behind Tylenol a day? One Tylenol a day. You understand?
No. Tylenol is different than aspirin. One is acetaminophen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the same thing. Obstacles. I had the exact same thing too in my 30s, man. And they found 3 polyps, and I was the exact same way, bro.
Yeah, you guys need to understand your family history too. If you guys have a family history of those things, don't wait till the recommended time. Get those things tested early. Let the doctors know I have a family history of that. I'm concerned. I need to be checked earlier than normal. They can't refuse service to you because they're liable at that point. This is the thing you don't understand about insurance and liability when it comes to doctors. If you voice something to a doctor, he doesn't take you seriously, he becomes liable for judging you and your health standard. Can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, BMT, man, you made a great point about the burner phone. That's definitely, don't put any of those apps on the phones, guys.
Yeah, dudes got heavy, man. Obstacles, you don't got to do none of this in Thailand, bro. You just good to go.
Yeah, for the most part. That's why I say I like racially ambiguous big booty girls, but I'm not trying to get plucked off of it. So
hold on, say that one more time. Racially ambiguous big booty girls.
Yeah, racially ambiguous big booty girls. That's why South America be getting the bros. They love them racially ambiguous big booty girls, but it ain't worth getting plucked off the tree of life just for some. No. I'm good, bro. They can be imported at that. Like, that's too much, man. That's too much. And I know it's like everybody don't, man. Nah, man, I'm good. Life is too sweet. Like, and it's a whole cartel and a system set up behind it. That's why it's so devious. It's not like just, oh man, it's just a couple girls here. Nah, man, it's a whole system. It's syndication behind it.
It's a whole industry, bro. Like they get into your bank account, they drain you out.
Mm-hmm.
They drain you. And this happens on the regular out there. Like bro, it's bad. Like I say, four guys I know, same thing happened. You took the girls out, met them on Tinder, took them out to a restaurant, took them back to the crib, drunk something, drugged for a day and a half. They wake up, all their shit gone, bank account drained, credit cards ran up.
Mm-hmm.
Same story.
And over here, they take that stuff serious. Like if somebody was doing that, some syndicate, they wouldn't even do it. Even the criminals, because the cops, they'll come through and knock them off, because at the end of the day, tourism is one of the biggest sectors over here as far as their GDP. So they
Man,
can't just have that going on.
I've been trying to tell guys about that, living in Asia, and how much I respect the Asian man for just setting the standard of crime for everybody. It's not just the locals, it's for everybody out there. And don't nobody want to go to Bangkok jail, bro. And I tell you, I said, because some people, this because I don't know if you're in a group, Ronan, are you in a Facebook? I don't know if you're in a Facebook group either, Ronan, but it'd be a lot of like guys saying, I'm still gonna go back to Colombia. It'll never happen to me. He just moved wrong. This, that, and the other. You know, there's nothing wrong with going to Colombia. I love Colombia. Them niggas just stupid. Like, there's so much of that. And I'm seeing her like, man, technically speaking, you go on vacation, you shouldn't be worried about that stuff. Like, the country should kind of welcome you, and it's kind of their job to kind of protect you to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's reflective. That's reflective on that country when that happens over and over again. It makes the country look bad. You see what I'm saying? It makes the country look bad. So you gotta respect Thailand, man, because they don't play that shit at all.
A Chinese girl came out. She was popular on TikTok, and she was saying like it was unsafe to be in a certain area for women. Man, them police yanked that lady up so quickly. She got booted, got kicked out, and then they found all this stuff. She was doing business online, so they got her for that. And it was just like, the fact was, it wasn't accurate. A lot of women come here and they're super safe. And the statistics prove that. But they just don't, like, tourism is very serious for their people. And so the government, in conjunction with the cops that need it also, just protect it. And so you don't get that. Even the criminals know, look, we don't touch tourism areas. But when you go down to Latin America, it's different. They be spilling that. They be shooting at the man. This is a whole different type of construct and violence. Yeah. And so I think people just don't understand that.
It's almost like somebody needs to pull the officials to the side, the bigwigs and politicians to the side, and say, hey, man, you do realize if you make your country much safer, all the little back end under the table you get money from these little crime syndicates, it'll be lacking comparison of what the money you really can make being so close to America. Like, you really can make billions versus these little $100,000 these little criminals be giving you every month to stay silent and let it keep on going on, because they get paid off. Trust me, they definitely get paid off.
I could tell you that Cancun, Tulum, even on the other side, the western side, like Ensenada, TJ, even though the cartels might function in there, tourism is off the board. They don't want you fucking up their tourism in those countries.
Let me give you a piece of history. Let me give you a piece of history, Ronan. Actually, in the 90s, this did happen. You can look this story up. This is a true story where there's a cartel member who owned a tourist resort, and another group was sending a message to him. They took all of his customers, 70-some people, and executed them.
I remember
that did happen.
What?
70 tourists executed.
No, I do recall that. Yeah. But then they started putting a limiter on dealing with tourists, because now you got the United States bearing down on you. Just like the three brothers that went across the border with the woman to get surgery, they wound up getting shot and killed, and then all of them were actually held for hostage for a minute. The minute the United States said they're going to come across the border, what did the cartel do? Took all the guys that were responsible, tied them up, and said, here you go. Don't come over here. We're good. They do not want to play like that.
Yeah, somebody needs to send Colombia a memo, man. Send them a memo, guys. Like, come on now, get this shit together. You know.
Well,
what they're doing now is they're trying to, like, this is the scary part about being a foreigner, especially a single man in Colombia. If something bad happens to you, they're just gonna kind of brush it off as you was doing something wrong, or you was tricking or something. Like, oh, you know, he was tricking. So damn all that. Yeah, they robbed him and tortured him. He was tricking. But I had 2 occasions in Medellin where I feel like I almost got scoped. Maybe I was being paranoid, but I know they do this out there. When you walk in, let's say you in kind of like a secluded little road or something. I was leaving El Tesoro Mall, and some lady walked up to me and asking me where some stuff was at. It was a taxi kind of nearby, and what they'll do is they'll either spray you or they'll blow it in your face, and then they'll walk you right to the taxi. You go to the next ATM, they kidnap you for a couple of days. To me, that's like, that happened. That does happen out there quite often, actually. People go jogging, they don't come back. They end up missing. They're on somebody's doorstep 3 days later, all their shit gone, right? All their accounts drained and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily that you're doing the nightlife or anything like that. It could be anything. I mean, it's a possibility, but they're going to excuse it, and everybody's going to make negative comments on Facebook. Oh, that's just a gringo. He was doing this. He possibly was doing this. You know, don't worry about it. Like, you know, come on, man. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know why so many guys in this space, they love Colombia so much that they excuse all these behaviors and they victim blame the victims.
Big booty shorties. But I'm telling you, that's a soul.
I know a guy right now. I talk to this guy almost every day. He's been scoped twice and he still victim blames people. He's been scoped himself 2 times.
What?
He still victim blames everybody. Well, he should be going to Medellin. Get them black dudes out of it. Black dudes messing it up. I'm like, brother, you've been scoped 2 times yourself.
Go back for a third. I mean, they'll still gamble until they lose their lives.
Man,
I mean, I'm sorry, a chick is not worth my life. It's too many.
Hold on. Somebody say I'm the reason brothers love Colombia. No, don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. I always tell dudes, hey, you know, I put it all out there. I do shows like this. I let you guys know, hey, you got to be careful, bro. But
you started off in the DR, though, didn't you, BMT?
I started out technically in Brazil.
Okay.
I mean, that's when my channel started. My first vlog was in Brazil. Then I did a lot of DR content, you know.
So who was the first person to go into Cartagena and start showing the girls, if you recall?
Was it not Ace? I thought it'd be Ace's Live.
I thought it was Ace too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's them shorts, man. It's them shorts that them sneak cams dudes be doing. That be, you know, they don't put the full context. They don't put the full. I see him on Instagram all the time.
BMT was the founding father of the South American migration.
Nah, it wasn't me. People say that, but it wasn't me, bro. So they delusion about Colombia. No, so this thing about Colombia, if you got a legitimate girl, wife there, and you just kind of stay ducked off, kind of out the way, y'all have y'all routine, y'all go to the gym, you know, y'all go to certain restaurants, you in a car, you go from a car to a parking deck, back to the crib, you'll be fine. But if you out there trying to like do numbers and speed date and do all that shit, you gotta be real careful out there. If you want to do that, man, you might need to go to Africa or Thailand or somewhere where you can do that at. You know, because
don't come to Thailand.
And the crazy part, man, some of these women,
hey, your secret is out, bro.
Some women be looking a rap. Hey, some women be looking dead ass innocent with the glasses on too. They had the glasses on. I remember one guy showed me a picture of a chick that he took out to a nice restaurant, took her bowling, and he don't even drink, but she put the scope in his orange juice. And I saw a picture of her. I was just like, damn, she don't even look like the type. Glasses, look like she just in school or something. But she got his ass.
Man, that's the slick
she
part
in the school
about this. What we're
she in the
seeing
school of hard knocks.
You got guys going out on several dates, just like the brother the night on Razors, that he went out on the 5th date, and that's when she got it.
Man, when I first got back to Medellin from Thailand, the guy that picked me up from the airport, he was like, my boy Juan, he was just like, hey, bro, it's getting bad out here. What the women doing now is they dating you for a couple of weeks to a month just to see what all you do. If you got crypto, if you got this, they trying to get it all from you now. They playing the long game just to make you feel safe and set you up.
Damn.
Somebody said, no cap, BMT, you got a big influence. Flyboy Way, Zoe shed the blame. Man, that's Flyboy Way and Zoe.
They're not letting you out. You stuck in it.
Man, I got so many calls when I left Colombia this time around, and they were just like, man, you left it. It is what it is, man. But one thing I can say about the DR, a lot of people, you know, say what they say about DR. You know, for some reason, it seemed like, especially brothers, we look at countries like brands like Nike, Fila, Adidas, right? And so the DR is like Fila. You know what I mean? Like they're looking at it like, we don't really want to go to DR. DR is this. We want to go to Nike. We want to go to Colombia. We want to go to Brazil. We want to go to big brand country. We want to go to Thailand. But I'm telling you, man, like the DR, for most brothers, to be honest with you, if you're looking for something solid, you might find it here more so than any other place. Now, if you want to just kind of just trick off on some shit, that's everywhere. But DR got
The
some solid
DR.
ones, man. Between us on the panel, you guys don't come to DR, but between us on the panel, guys, hey,
You won't
San
catch me
Domingo
there.
got
The
stunners.
DR. DR's FUBU, huh?
DR's FUBU right now.
You have it.
Somebody said I'm going to be safe in Thailand with Travelversity. Shout out to Travelversity. Shout out to my man Travelversity.
There, BMT, I don't know if you know about this story, and I know we talk about different stories here, but there's a story out there with this guy. So he's a white guy, and he got caught up in, it's almost like a hamster wheel of where he went to jail in America, and then he eventually moved to the Philippines. So he's been out of jail for over probably 12 years. Somebody got his mugshot.
I seen that.
And turned it into the Filipino authorities saying that he was a fugitive. They had him hemmed up for 4 months in a some type of Filipino detention center with no AC. He was diabetic. I mean, deplorable, in the worst conditions ever. But they kept bleeding him dry of money. He always had to keep paying people off to get his paperwork to the top. And the State Department didn't come and help him. I mean, he said they got to jump in right at the end. But man, I'm telling you, fellas, in some of these places, you're on your own.
I remember when I had filled up my passport, man, and it was me and this white dude I played basketball with, and we in Cambodia, and they pulled us outside, and it was like, he told the white boy, he said, "Hey man, I want a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I want this amount of money." He pointed at me. I was like, "Damn, they got us, bro." And we just did what we did. You know what I'm saying? We just, hey, here you go. Like, but that would never happen in America. But there's the things you got to kind of prepare for if anything is not right overseas. If they got an inch, they're gonna take a mile, bro. Now the cool thing was the Cambodian dude was cool. I showed him my I'm not gonna get into all that, but he looked out for me. I'll put it to you that way. He looked out for me. The good thing, there's some good people out there in Southeast Asia, man, because they Buddhists, and you can kind of give them a little sob story a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that Buddhism, I think it helped a lot for a lot of things up out of here. People kind of generally don't want to be over aggressive because of the Buddhism. I used to teach combat to like tons of women, and it'd be the Western women yelling at the Thai women because they didn't want to gouge somebody's eyes out, or they didn't want to fight back if somebody was robbing them. They were like, "Hey, just take it." And so the Western woman was like, "No, you got to beat them up. You got to be strong." And then the Thai girls are like, "No, I'm good. Let them have it."
Even the extortion is nice out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the little low-key extortion they be doing, they be so nice with it. They're like,
the cops trying to extort.
Hey, yeah, come on, sit down. You want some water? Like, yeah, I want some water. You're like, hey, listen here, brother. Like, I need this, that, and the other. I'll be like, damn, So yeah, it's different out there. It really is different out there.
And also, I want to kind of say too, like, I worked at the embassy, guys. Look, the embassy's not there to help you like you think it is. All right, the embassy is doing all types of stuff. They got DEA over there. They're trying to do drug operations. That's their primary focus. They got a small American citizen service. That's small. So they're not there specifically like U.S. Embassy is here to save Americans when they come to Colombia. Nah, that's not what they do. The best thing they can
unless you Joe Biden's son or something.
Exactly, right?
Or that Hunter Biden
player. That basketball lady. But the best thing they can do is they're going to send some rookie that just started, some intern to the prison, and be like, okay, we're going to contact Red Cross, Blue Shield, have at it, peace out. That's it. That's all they're going to do. It's not their job to be like, all right, get me a lawyer, come out here and fight for me in prison. The embassy is not going to do that. They really are just like, hey, look, you alive?
You better off, man. That's why we be trying to tell guys, man. I know a lot of guys kind of like doing a solo thing. I mean, as men, I like doing things by myself too. But overseas, you might want to be tied into some form of a community, bro.
Yeah.
Even if it's just online.
Absolutely.
Because the worst thing can happen to you is something happens and you have no frame of reference to do. You don't know what to do. Like you have, it's been times I've been in Colombia where things has happened, and I'm thinking like it's the worst thing in the world, not to me, but maybe a friend of mine. And I call my fixer, and he knows exactly what steps to take. Right? Same thing, and that can go down in any country. It's been people that get sick in Brazil and they go to the hospital, and the hospital want to charge them $12,000-$15,000, and I give a number to my personal doctor out there, and he does a house call on them for like $80, bro.
Oh, so
you see what I'm
have
saying?
brothers-
Like
you
that's
have
the
brothers
difference
reach out
in
to you
having
for
a
medical
fixer
issues.
and not. It's very important. So that's why, like I said, I know a lot of guys because I know guys that be like, man, I hate y'all dudes, I hate y'all fans, I hate this, y'all guys ain't this, y'all guys are that. Then something happened. Who's the first they call?
Yeah.
For example, the dude I had on,
Ghostbusters.
the little dude that cussed me out, I think it was on Razor Ray's show a few months ago. I think he was on that show. I think he was on that show with me when these guys was cussing me out and all this shit about
You
the
felt
woman.
some type of way.
Yeah, he doing all this and made diss songs about me and shit. And I'm sitting here like, bro, you called me for help. I'm sitting here, I was chilling with my little Venezuelan. We having us a nice Sunday evening, and you called me with all this bullshit. And I got to get up and, I'm eating my little empanadas and shit, drinking my little, juice and shit. And you call me.
Messed your whole day up.
Yeah, messed my whole Sunday up. Me and my girl, we went bike riding and shit. Like we doing all
Was this
this.
the guy that was being held by his girlfriend?
Right. It's that guy.
I think I remember that.
Hassan.
Yeah,
Hassan.
this that guy. And then all of a sudden,
Hassan.
he hates my guts and I did this to him and this, that, and the other. I said, bro, I'm gonna stop helping niggas. I mean, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm helping some of your brothers.
So
No,
BMT,
you got it right. There's brothers and then there's ninjas.
yeah,
I'm
BMT,
like,
let me
bro,
ask you-
like,
There
I
is a
couldn't
difference.
believe that shit. I was just, it just threw me all the way off. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, really, bro?
Wasn't that dude? Wasn't that one dude that was mad at you because you didn't give him that, so you ignored him outside the club?
Bro, I didn't.
It was like,
Bro, I'm telling you,
yeah,
bro, I did not.
he was
He
treating you
had.
like skin.
I wasn't even in Colombia at that time. I was in Brazil. That's the crazy
He was
part.
like, "Yeah, you was. Yeah, you was. You was there. I waited 4 hours in the blistering cold, and you just said no." He was mad at you, bro.
So
Bro, I had
BMT,
this
this is a quick
notorious-
question for you. So you got brothers reaching out to you when they're in emergency situations like that?
all the time, all
Oh my
the time.
God.
I mean, it's mostly through the Facebook group. It's not through YouTube. It's the Facebook groups that they reach out
Okay.
because they can hit you correct, like direct. And this dude called me like 5 times, bro. He called me because usually I ain't gonna pick up, but he called me like 5 times. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? And he was telling me, man, I'm being held. First thing he said, hey, bro, I'm being held hostage in the barrio. I said, damn. Like, oh, hold up, So
Wow.
yeah, man.
Shit, just think if you didn't answer.
All the crazy stories has been pretty much preferably in Colombia, though. No other country.
Here's the thing. I'm sure each one of us are always talking about gaining a circle of people
Mhm.
when you get into a country. If you're going to stay there for a long time, you need to ingrain yourself into that community so these little things don't happen to you. You
Right.
know? And it's not being talked about enough between all the different panels that we deal with, but it's highly important that you get ingrained in these communities to where you're well accepted and they know that you're a good guy. Us in the military, we're taught do no harm, win hearts and minds.
Mm-hmm.
You're going over there acting like an asshole with the American mentality, you're not going to win hearts and minds. You're going to turn people off.
Shout out to all y'all military guys, man. Y'all the ones that kind of help form a good lane for so-called passport bros, right? Because all my military guys, you kind of give us a briefing before we even, really get into the mix, right? They give us a briefing. They give us all the little social laws. Hey, man, don't bump your horn at tie people. You know what I'm saying? Don't be touching them on the head and stuff. Like, you give us those little social cues that we need, so it won't be no awkward misunderstandings. Because I ain't seen dudes bump their horns and get into road incidents with tie people, and they get their ass whooped by like 10 ties because they didn't know.
They coming out the damn store after your ass once they see the fight going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing about some of these countries. It's like each country, you have your pluses and your minuses, right?
Mhm.
Like DR, you fight a Dominican dude, more likely Dominicans, they might jump on you, or they might be like, hey man, hold up, what's going on? Like, they'll try to see what's going on. We around the same size, we look the same. But if you out there in Asia and you fighting an Asian dude, or you fighting 30 of them, they don't care what the cause is.
Especially if you're a bigger brother, believe me.
You're a big brother, they're gonna jump you. They're gonna jump you.
Yeah.
Like that incident. And I was telling one of my friends about Danny and what happened in Kazakhstan, right? Danny, you've been there, right?
Yeah, man. I was stationed out there for a year, man. Bishkek, them boys.
So
man.
that goes on out there, basically.
Man, them Genghis Khan migrant hybrids, they don't play no games, man. Like, I never usually get into fights. I'm very diplomatic. Even if people
Right.
get riled up, I'm always finding a way to like still exit out of it. But dudes was at the site, like, because we were building out the new embassy. Man, they would come with the beanie like this because one eye was black. They would come in with the shades. So every time you got in the vehicle, some dude had like shades on. I was like, man, he got a black eye because he got jumped, man. Like, man, them Kirk guys, they move mad. One dude, he was at the club partying, trying to push up on them shorties. And he was low key, but still, you know, he was trying to flex. The Kirkish man, he went outside just to like talk on the phone real quick. One dude grabbed him from behind and German suplexed him and started banging on him and like bang, bang. And then he was like, help, security, help. And then the Kirkish guy was like, you in Kyrgyzstan, not America. And then he was just getting banged on, bro, like that.
Yeah, they don't play in some countries. You definitely
And you know,
need to
They don't
properly.
play, man.
Yeah, you look at the cultural aspect of that is that, man, our women, we like, whatever, go ahead, you know, do what you do.
How
But
about it?
this guy is defending a girl.
Why?
He has
Well, hold
no
on, hold
relationship.
on, guys. Hold on now. Y'all touched on a good little subject. Why is that? Why don't we kind of more so gatekeep towards
Because they
our
can
women?
have that.
Because
really
perfect example. No,
Hold on. What
perfect
my little
example.
sound effects at? What my little? I got no damn sound.
No,
Oh, hold
you
on.
can,
I got one for you. Hold on.
you can jump in it, but
That's
what's going to
effed
happen?
up.
She
That's
might
effed up, man.
curse you out. She might curse you out for jumping in it. That happened to Ronan one night. He was trying to step up.
Oh yeah, for Zed. You know, I actually tried to defend Zed. I'm like, what the fuck? Nah, man. I
Yeah,
ain't doing that shit no more.
you jump in. You like, man, you might be your worst nightmare jumping in that situation. She'd be like, I don't need your help. So, all right. So
But
these
like,
girls aren't even dating the guy. They ain't even kissed the guy, and the guy's jumping in.
Like I said, that would never ever happen. That would never ever happen in DR. You would never get it unless it might be a family member that might be concerned for dating an American or something like that. But as far as in the club or situation, they would never. The Dominican dudes would be like, huh? Oh shit, you want like that because these dudes got like 3-4 women around the island.
Yeah.
Could you
I don't
imagine?
think Thailand's as bad as in the Philippines. Same thing. They're not really jumpy like that until they see an opportunity to jump on you. Once you do
you gotta
something
violate.
rude, yeah. Once you violate, then it's like, yeah, they get all their aggression off of you being an American or whoever in their country dealing with their women. That's when they get off. But they normally won't push it like that.
But you know what's so funny?
I told my man
that situation.
I told my man Danny, man, I was like, bro, you can't take it. That's because the guys technically aren't wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like the local men, if they consider that to be their women, hands off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it.
You know what's also funny about this situation is dudes go to I thought it was funny when Danny was kind of telling the story. And I thought in my mind, I was like, so it's a bunch of guys that go to this club. They sit around and watch the girls dance. But if another dude comes out there that's not one of them, then they get all jumpy. So they go to a club and just sit there and watch the girls dance. That's it. They don't approach them. They don't try to get their numbers. They're not.
Those are the straight haters.
Yeah, they hate
and then also too, there's a thing that you know, there was a military base that we had out there. We used to do leaps from Kyrgyzstan to Afghanistan. So they had a base with a lot of Americans there. And there was a lot of drama when that happened. It was about 3 years. It was so bad that America couldn't renew its contract and Russia bought out the airstrip. But while that happened, there was a lot of gringos.
Family, it's your man BMT.
They were going wild, you know, German. They was going wild on the local shorties because the shorties was checking, right? There was no presence of foreigners like that as that much since a long time ago.
Sounds
so
like
even
Okinawa, bro.
When I got there, the resentment was still kind of there and still built up from that in the past. And so even when he, went there, the guys still feel like that because during that lot of time, shorties was getting pregnant, dudes was flying out of country, stuff like that.
Yeah. Here's the key thing right here. Here's the key thing right here.
He's motherfucking peanut butter and jealous. These fuckers hate us because they ain't us.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Facts. Facts.
That too.
Like some of these countries, man, it might not be the best to be, exotic like that. But your pool game gonna be serious though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at these girls' faces. They going.
Oh yeah.
They going. Once. I mean, look at the body language. They just like,
the smile alone. Yeah.
Oh, look at
Big
you.
time.
Oh, a black guy. Oh, snap. Oh, shit. We ain't seen one of you ever. Like, I want to try
and
this
you're
out.
tall too. Yeah.
It's like a new flavor. It's like a new flavor for him.
Yeah, even a black guy with a beret. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you,
I heard that little shot, Drew.
come on, yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know the beret thing, man. I can't.
Hey, it's called peacocking. Peacocking.
The beret.
But just imagine if you was sitting across on a scooter and you was out all day delivering Chinaman's rice from door to door, and you see that, you know,
rice.
dude kind of mad. Dude kind of mad. Like, I'm about to go over there and Bruce Lee kick that dude. I never get that like that. About to enter the dragon on this mama.
That's funny, man. Y'all getting my boy Danny, man. Hey, that's his style, bro. That's his style.
Hey, it's all love, man. I really admire that young brother because what he's doing, learning the language, being like seriously immersed in the culture of China for 10 years.
It's a great country, man. It would be on my list, definitely. I loved Hong Kong the time that I was in Hong Kong, so I can imagine what China's like, and it's dirt cheap to live there too.
Yeah, no shade on that, brother. It's just having fun with him, but yeah, he's a smart kid, man.
Yeah, we don't really have them issues in Thailand. You can kind of do what you do out there. I was like, yeah, pretty much.
I tell no lies, and I'm telling you nothing.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, don't come here. You get Bruce Lee stomped, you know, dragonfly kick. Don't come out here, man. You know, it's dangerous. But just don't move loud, man. Put some respect on people and then just kind of move in silence and you'll be all right for the most part.
Yeah, go over there. Don't come to San Domingo. You know,
I ain't say over here. I'm talking about Brazil. Go down to Colombia, Brazil. That's what's up, man. Go down there. You see how thick them shorties is? Yeah,
South
go ahead.
America's
Go down
got the
there.
thickies down there. Yeah.
South America, man, has Brazil has this beauty to it, like unbelievable though, man. Just looking at the big ass trees and the mountains and the water. It's just
yeah. Asian countries have none of that. Yeah, just go down south.
Right.
Yeah,
the women with the nice bikinis, and everything. That's you know my little duck out country. I'm never mentioning my duck out country. You know, we all got our little hidden gems.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna.
You don't know. You think you know what it is. You really don't know what it is.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, there's some hidden gems in South America, but I ain't gonna say neither. Super.
Yeah, I don't want to blow you up, BMT.
Super.
Drew, can you hit me in the back chat? Hit me in the back chat.
Somebody already put it in the
No, they didn't. Let me. I'm about to delete that comment, player. Delete it, player. Delete that comment. I need that one, man.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
J-Rad say Medellin. No, hey guys, go to Medellin. Medellin's a beautiful city. Continue to go to Medellin. You know?
Yeah, it is nice in Medellin.
So Asian countries are more I delete that comment fast. Y'all damn sure did. All right, man. We've been out here for a minute, man. We've been here for a minute. I gotta go grab something to eat, man. It's been a great show. Damn, they got shit. It's been a great show once again.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this again. Obstacles. I'm still waiting on the email, brother. I'm still waiting on
I'm sending you the emails, man. I sent them twice.
Email, not black man.
Put it in the back chat.
Yeah, let me put it in the back
do
chat.
That.
I'll be waiting on my man's email. Hold on. I think you be emailing Kendall. You be emailing Black Man Travels.
No,
Before we leave, I just got one last thing to say to everyone. And I'll say this on every panel is that at the end of the day, there's somebody who cares about you that wants you to come back home, and they're dependent upon you, your resources, your income, even your support. If you got kids, we looking at a brother that died in Brazil. He got kids that were looking for him to come home. So that's at the end of the day, that's what you need to be concerned with. Protect yourself and come home. I'm out.
Damn, that was real, bro. That was real.
Yeah.
That was real,
Not,
real, man.
not much to say after that.
Yeah. I was trying to leave on a nice high note, but I mean, that's real. That's real. That's real, fellas. Be safe, be vigilant, man. Like, those are some sad stories we had to talk about today, unfortunately. But that's the reality. That's the reality. You gotta be careful in these countries, man. It's not the same system that we have in America, like in a first world country. They don't do things similar way, like my man said. Like they have other things going on. You're not the priority half the time, and it's going to be hard for your family. It's hard to deal with death already, just being in America, but to deal with that coming from overseas and somebody leaving, you expecting them to come back home. You know, have your stuff in order, man. That's all I can say. Be safe, and like Drew said before he left, somebody wants you to come home to him, man. Somebody wants to come home to you.
Yeah, and it's a sad situation when you think it's just a simple vacation and it turns out an insurance game. Let me tell you this. Most people do the most dangerous things when they're on vacation, not in real life.
Bro, 100% facts. I need another sound effect from you, bro. That's 100% facts, because I was talking to one of my guys today, and I was like, man, yeah, these dudes be moving mad reckless. And he was like, BMT, you don't remember when we went out at 3-4 o'clock in the morning with that random Colombian family? We went to their house and everything, and we didn't even know them like that. I was like, damn, you're right. I was moving mad reckless early on during COVID. Mad reckless, bro. And I would never do that. I would never just run off with some random people in Atlanta that I didn't know and be in a random club in Colombia at 4-5 o'clock in the morning, drinking bottle after bottle with them.
Right. It seems like we're disarmed. The minute we get on that plane, we kind of disarm ourselves because we're on vacation mode. But yet, you're still walking into danger. You're still walking into certain areas that.
Listen, my first night in Rio, family. My first night in Rio, blacked out. Out. Drinking. Acting the goddamn fool. First night overseas, bro.
Were you around people you trusted, though?
Huh?
Were you around people you trusted?
It was luckily I was with my man. I ain't gonna say his name, but my man out there. I was kind of in his circle. I was in his circle. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't leave you stranded. He stayed your wingman, right?
No, he definitely left me stranded. But
hell no! Yeah, don't bring his name up. He ain't not a good guy.
Left me stranded, no. He left me stranded.
That's
man.
No. Me and Obstacles will tell you we have a buddy system. You don't leave your other guy, man. I don't give a fuck if he's in the room doing his thing. You gonna wait till he's done.
Yeah, or get him JP.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Yeah, but we'll talk about that. It's something change need to be for the app, because I can go real in. I can go because we've all had those nights. We woke up the next morning like, what the hell happened last night? Like, what did I do last night? Like, who are you? You know, it's like we've had.
And then we laughing, smiling about it. Man, you remember what happened last night? I don't remember.
Crazy shit. Yeah, we down there close to death, and we'll laugh about it the next day. Like, yo, man, you were off the train last night.
Bro, alcohol is a hell of a drug, man. It's a hell of a drug. All right, folks. We out, family. Great show, family. Great show.
Yes.
Peace. Sunday Rundown. We out. Stay tuned, fellas.